Hi, I'm Misa Chandra Moskowitz, and I'm going to make Mexican hot chocolate Snickerdoodles. So the first thing I want to do is mix together the topping. And it's a cinnamon sugar topping, super simple. This is what's going to give it the great crunch on the top, and you're going to bite through into this tender, rich cookie. So just mix together with your fingertips some sugar and cinnamon, just until it's a nice amber brown and the cinnamon looks well incorporated. You can use both fingers if you have to. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is the wet ingredients, which I incorporate the sugar into the wet ingredients too, because there's a reaction when the fat and sugar collide, so you have to mix this pretty well. So it's sugar, canola oil, pure maple syrup, none of that Mrs. Butterworth stuff, and some almond milk. And then I'm just going to use a fork to incorporate these. I don't really use a whisk when I'm making cookies. And you want to mix until it's nice and caramely and smooth looking. It kind of looks like really smooth applesauce. I could do this for forever, but you know, we're on a time budget, so let me just move on. So the next thing I'm going to do is chocolates and vanilla extract. Chocolate extract isn't that common of an ingredient. Oh, by the way, I'm a seasoned professional. I know how much a teaspoon is, so you don't try that at home. So chocolate extract I really love, especially in chocolate baked goods, surprise, surprise, because it just adds an extra oomph of chocolatey flavor that I really like. If you can't find it though, then a little bit more vanilla never hurt anybody. Okay, great. So get that incorporated. And then the next step is just the dry ingredients. So I have all-purpose flour, which I've added the salt and baking soda to this already. So I'm going to add a little bit and then just kind of mix. Just incorporate as I go and as I add the ingredients. Okay. And then I'm going to add the chocolate. So the chocolate I like to press the refined mesh strainer because, as you can see, and as I'm sure you've experienced, chocolate gets kind of clumpy. So this makes sure that you don't bite into, well, everybody loves chocolate, but you don't want to bite into a clump of dry chocolate in your cookie. That'll ruin your day. So what I really love about these cookies is that they're, for me, the perfect way to welcome in autumn. Like, I'm not quite ready for pumpkin and gingerbread yet. So this has like a nice little cinnamon flavor and some spice from the cayenne. And it's just kind of like, hey, autumn's coming. It's not quite here yet though. And also, chili season is in full swing right now, so the cayenne is a really great way to celebrate that. All right, so yeah, for the cocoa, you just push it through. You'll see it comes out. And then I'm just going to incorporate this for a while, and I'm actually going to add the piece de resistance, which is the cayenne, and the cinnamon, which is why they're Mexican hot chocolate. If you've ever read a food history book, you'll know that chocolate's native to Mexico, and the Aztecs used to drink this really delicious, thick, hot chocolate drink it was infused with vanilla and cayenne, and it wasn't actually sweet, but you know, when we have a Mexican hot chocolate these days, it's super sweet. Okay, I'm gonna mix this until it incorporates, and you don't need to see that. I'm just gonna form a nice, soft, pliable dough that should be formed by the time I edit this. Okay, so I formed a nice, stiff but pliable dough, and now I'm forming the cookies and placing them on the tray. The oven has been preheated at 350 degrees. So it's super simple to form these cookies. Basically, all you're going to do is roll the dough up into about a walnut-sized piece, flatten it a little bit in the palm of your hands, and then you just take the cinnamon sugar topping and press your cookie into it. Super simple. Then you don't have to be too precise about it. It'll just kind of do its job on its own. Place it on the cookie sheet, And that's pretty much all she wrote. Really easy, and that's what's going to give you the nice crunchy top to bite into. So you'll notice that I didn't put any egg replacer in these cookies. With vegan cookies, I just find that it's not necessary. The flavor really comes through. You don't have like butter and eggs kind of covering up the flavor. All you taste is the delicious chocolatey goodness. I think that you should use the highest quality ingredients you can find for your cocoa powder and your extracts, because the flavor really does come through. I think with egg replacers, it actually can give, and I'm talking about the commercial egg replacer, which is basically a combination of starches. And if you use too much of that, it really gives the cookies a kind of metallic taste and a gummy texture, which we don't want any gumminess in our cookies, right? We want the cookies to be chewy and tender and yummy. So I just leave them out. The flour and sugar and oil does its job, and they have a great texture and really, really, really great clean flavor. So that was my little diatribe in defense of vegan baking. I'm gonna finish rolling up these cookies and gonna put them in the oven, bake them, and then we'll be right back to see how they taste. Okay, so I'm transferring my cookies to a cooling rack. They look great and they smell so good. If you've never had a spicy chocolate treat, I think you're really gonna like this. It's like you eat the chocolate and you're like, yum, and then 2 seconds later you get this really nice spicy chocolatey kick, and it's super like this awesome chocolate afterthought. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and taste one. Yum. It's so good. I've got my almond milk at the ready. Oh yeah, you gotta go ahead and make these tonight. They're so awesome.